by Dr. Nwati Kolawole One, a senior lecturer in the Faculty of Communication and Media Studies at J. Crowder University, Oyo. A round of applause for him at the most place. And of course, I have the chairman of Oyo State Council, Nigerian Union of Journalists, Comrade Ademola Babalola, who is ably represented too by the elected vice chairman, who just took the oath of office on Tuesday. I'm talking about Comrade Sheye Ojo. A round of applause for him, please. Young Franco, thank you. No. At the major. Okay. All right. Like we have one of the Hawodis is around, is the Executive Secretary of the State Health Insurance Agency, OSHA, Dr. Shola Akonde. A round of applause for him, please. I have the Director, Press and Public Relations, Minister of Information and Culture and Tourism, who also doubles as a past leader. He has been the Secretary of the Union of the State Council for 2 terms. I'm talking of Comrade Rotimi Babalola. A round of applause for him. And of course, we have one of our past leaders too, the former Vice President for B-Zone, B-Zone, Nigerian journalist. I'm talking about Comrade Kufos Oro. I'm sure some of the leaders will soon join us too. Also, we have in our list one of the past leaders too, who is still in the service around us. Is the past chairman for Nigerian Journalists Information Tribune. I'm talking about Comrade Temitope Ojo. A round of applause for her. And I have the current financial secretary of the Union at the state level, Comrade Atilola Abiodun. As soon as we have our leaders that are around, we're going to recognize them. Then I want to specially recognize the chairman, the current chairman of the State Information Chapel, Nigerian of Journalists, in person of Comrade Ismail Adewale Fastasi. All right, we're going to take more of our invited guests that come around. As I call on the Nujic chairman, in person of Comrade Ismail Fasasi for an opening remarks, please. A round of applause for him.
Good evening to everybody. Firstly, I welcome our special guest here, who is actually the representative of Honorable Commissioner for Ministry of Information and Tourism. Okay. Our Permanent Secretary. Closer. We traveled down from Lagos this morning
We traveled down from
You are welcome, sir. We really appreciate, sir. Also, I would like to recognize the Nigerian Union of Journalists, the state chairman, the chairman, which is being represented today by the first chairman, Mr. Henry Dodo. You are welcome, sir. Also, to our high-ordains, I especially appreciate Dr. Sola Kondiri. You are very much appreciated, sir. Other high-ordains are actually the chief press secretary just called me. He had a meeting at the BCOS that he will join us with and other awardees. Please let me appreciate our past leaders who are here. Cosmos, communications, and Baba Butu, you are welcome. Yes. And to all the members, we are sharing my colleagues from the government service, the AGOC, you are welcome. I really appreciate him, sir. And all the members also. The representative of Olubado is around here, but he said he doesn't know this actual award, but someone has come to go on. I will start the speech. I was delighted to welcome everyone to another epoch-making occasion of 2022 Press Week of Nigerian Union of Journalists Information Chapter. When I and my executive member took over the mantle of leadership October last year, we prayed that our administration will rest on 4 major programs, which include restoration of vibrancy that has been the pride of our chapel, improved welfare packages for members, capacity building and training for members, as well as promotion of collective responsibility, integrity, and accountability. I'm glad to inform our guests that all these promises are still being kept since our first day in the office. Also, today's event is a testimony to this. A training workshop has been organized and welfare packages have been provided for all members of this union. Today's event, which includes presentation of our award of excellence to some eminent personalities in the recognition of their unionist, immense contribution to our dear state and humanity in general. Also, certificate of recognition will be given with the award to some of our past leaders at the chapel that have contributed to the upliftment of our great union. This speech cannot be complete if I fail to appreciate the leadership of our ministry, led by Honorable Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatoboso, who is ably represented by our permanent secretary, Mr. Paul, all the directors, deputy directors, NJ executives, Nujic executives, and 2022 committee members, most especially the chairperson and our other colleagues in pen profession. I must previously thank all the Nujic members for your invaluable contribution to the success of this event. Will be forever be engraved in our hearts. I therefore implore you to continue to support us, as your contributions will go a long way in the positioning Nujic, Nigerian Union of Journalists Information Chapel. Special thanks to my father, the representative of Olubado, who is not joining us here. Also to today's guest speaker, the Professor Okwala, who happens to be my mentor and is also a deputy vice chancellor at the Ajayi Crowther University. He's also being represented there by another scholar, Dr. Odin Matthew. May God continue to honor you, sir. Let me at this juncture reiterate that all our honorees were carefully chosen. They are the personality that have distinguished themselves in their chosen career. To my colleague in pen profession, as we are facing general election, 2023 general election, I urge you to be more professional and refrain from fake news, unfounded news, defamatory news, and other news that are not genuine. Likewise, always verify information before reporting and not to report issues that will cause violence before, during, and after election. Conclusively, I would like to reiterate that our administration will continue to prioritize the welfare of all members. Thank you and God bless you.
We can do that for him. Round of applause for him once more. Thank you, dear Chairman, for that opening remarks. While he was giving his remarks, some of our leaders also came into the hall. I would like to introduce the Director of Public Enlightenment and Mass Mobilization. She happens to be the treasurer at the state level some years ago, and I'm talking about Mrs. Busola Adetunji. A round of applause for her, please. And of course, we have the former chairman, Nujic, retired but not tired. I'm talking of Mr. Folusho Olagoke. A round of applause for him. And of course, one of our very good leader, the one that we can follow and then at any time when he was in service, is always around us, still with us too. And when you hear a Lorry newspaper, is the one in charge. I'm talking about Alhaji Lanre Ganiyu. You're most welcome, sir. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming. And of course, I have the director, Archives and Records, Mrs. Bukola Bakari. A round of applause for her. I have the Director, Admin and Supply at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Mr. Adeleke. A round of applause for him too. And I have one of our Nujic chairperson. She's retired, but she's always with us. You can see this hall so beautiful. She's the brain behind the decoration here. I'm talking about Comrade Titi Adeyemi. A round of applause for her. Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, as we have more of our leaders, and I guess I'm going to do the introduction as it goes on. Yeah, we are going to take global messages. We're going to take the Kairos address before we go to global messages on the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, who is heavily represented by the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Olusola Oyedele. A round of applause for him, please.
I want to specially recognize the guest lecturer, Dr. Uni, for keeping me waiting. It's not usual for us to be functions. That's why we recognize all over the country. It's the point of reference when you talk about health insurance. Thank you, sir. Yeah, the Honorable Commissioner is not available. I've seen it. They said the National Festival for Arts and Culture is moving currently in Lagos. It was kickstarted on Monday. We did all this and lastly, but he said I should come and represent him because that's why I came down from Lagos today. His CNS felicitation and good health. He congratulates the Nujic for the week that was kickstarted on Tuesday. He sent his article. He said that if we are encouraged that whatever the situation is, we need to continue to persevere. Information chapter of the journalist constituted by information officer is a strategic arm of the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. Journalist. We need to be aware like the theme of the lecture doctor. And we know generally elections in this part of the world is something that attracts a lot of economy. What I have to do is, as news, we try to take it as sacrosanct. It's a gospel. So let us be grateful and be servant and donations, all our rights in our own space. Number one, we need to balance and rules. Number two, we should take into consideration the harmony and the unity of the country, whatever we want to perform there. It says as well as there's a need for us to be more proactive in the way first places of assignment. We need to be more flexible. We need to be more active in propagating the activities of the state government, particularly over our new executive level, excellency, and
Thank you so much. I appreciate that your remarks. Before we go to the next agenda on the program, I would like to recognize the coordinator. All right, thank you. I would like to recognize the coordinator of Anwar Radio, the online platform that we have at the Ministry of Information. She also as the Deputy Director, Planning, Research and Statistics. I'm talking of Mrs. Abolade Ojo. I will report for her. All right, we'll be taking good messages. I'm going to start with the representative of the Chairman Nigerian of Journalists, in person of Comrade Shirley Ojo. A round of applause for him, please.
The information, culture, and tourism represented by the Secretary of the Ministry, Mr. Olushola Oyebole. I got to know in the Permanent Secretary when it was the PS Public Works some years ago. We went to the surface to do something, and I can repeat my chest to say that he was an epitome of humility and brilliance public servants. You are welcome, sir. Also, the guest lecturer of today, Professor Muyiwa Opala, who is the Deputy Vice Chancellor at Arequipa University, is a friend of ONG, is a leader, and he has always been identifying with the cause of ONG. And today is also represented only by a senior lecturer in the Faculty of Communication and Media Studies of the same university, Dr. Matthew
welcome, sir. And let me quickly recognize the presence of the chairman of today, the Baba from me. The chief is Alaji Lewa Ismail Fasasi, chairman of Nujic. Welcome, sir. And I will not be forgiven if I don't recognize my members that are here. Permit me to recognize former Vice President Bison of NUJ, Comrade Cosmos Olalekanami. Sir, we are highly recognized. The former Secretary of NUJ Elected Council, who is a director in the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. Mr. Comrade Otimi Babalola Original. Welcome, sir. And I must not, but also recognize the presence of former Treasurer of the State Council, Mrs. Busola Adetuji. You are well recognized. Mrs. Titi Aliyah, I used her as a point of contact to all of us to say good morning, sirs, good morning, yes. The chairman of NUJ in our states, Comrade Ademola Bolama, would have loved to be here in person because he's a lover of Nujic, NUJ Information Chapel. NUJ Information Chapel has given him maximum support for his aspiration, and he has to reciprocate. But he is unavoidably absent here today because he has to attend to a national task of NUJ. The National Executive Council meeting, NEC, of NUJ is holding in Benin City tomorrow. And many of them, they travel this morning. As I'm talking to you, he's presently on his way to Benin City in Ondo State for the NEC of NUJ, national body. That is why he has sent me to represent him. And he has asked me to congratulate Nigerian Union of Journalists Information Chapel Oyo State on the success of this election. He said, you are doing well and you should continue to do well. Since the chairman came on board some months ago, this is not the first major program that the executive under the leadership of Ismail Fasasi organized. I know they did a training workshop for members that is to build the capacity of members, which is very, very important in order to actually shape us and prepare us for the challenges ahead, especially in the media industry. It's time to say thank you for doing well. And on Tuesday this week, I was sworn in as Vice Chairman of NUJ Oyo State Council. And this is my first major task after assumption of office. And I give glory to Almighty God that the first major task is being performed at our Nujic in the leaders that are not present. The chairman has asked me to inform us that he has also on Tuesday this week he was sworn in for a second time in office. And that's that it is a usual practice that when back for
second time is always the time for them to relax because complacency will set in and then they know that they don't need you again, they don't need you, they are just going. But Ademola Babalola led executive is not like that. They asked me to inform us that he has set a priority for the first 100 days in office. And first of all is the asphaltic tarring of NUJ premises. Today is Thursday. This afternoon, engineers from Abuja will be at the press center to start work on asphaltic tarring of the premises of NUJ. It's not only that, the family of the immediate past governor of Oyo State, the late Senator Abiola Ajimobi, as we all know, he was born on the 16th of December. And if he's alive, 16th of December, that is next month, he will have been 73 years. But God knew why he took him. At the time, he took him away. So the family has decided that on the 16th of next month, which will be the 73rd posthumous birthday of the late governor, they will come to the NUJ to do salt stoning for an ultra-modern conference center for NUJ. Not only that, we have many, but just let me mention one so that I will not waste our time. Another thing is the solar power for NUJ. It will be done, and every part of NUJ will be on solar power system, even before the end of this month. And on the topic of today's lecture, 2023, the role of media as watchdog and gatekeeper in general elections. Without prejudice to the lecture that has been prepared by our guest lecturer, permit me quickly to say one or two things on the topic. When we say the media as watchdog, we are performing a sort of surveillance function. And the purpose of being a watchdog is to make people in public offices to be transparent and to be accountable, to be responsible and responsive. And it is the duty of you and I, the journalists, to mount surveillance on the activities of public office holders in order to do what? To get them to be more accountable. And as gatekeepers, we have different levels of gatekeeping in journalism. As a reporter, the role of gatekeeping starts with you. Like this event, if it's going to take 2 hours or 3 hours, as a reporter, if I want to report it, maybe I'll just capture everything here in 7, 8, or 10 paragraphs. That means you have prioritized the information you want to teach out to the public. You are gatekeeping. Then there are some things that will be said that you know that this one, if I put it in my report, it can set the society ablaze. No, I will not do this. Oh, this one is libelous. I will not put this one there. So you are performing the role of gatekeeping. And when you write your report and you send it to your editor, editors also have another role of gatekeeping. They have to read through the story and see that it conforms with the house style, and that it will not be a thing that will run the company or the corporation into a legal pitfall. So, on behalf of the chairman of NUJ Oyo State Council, I want to say congratulations on the success of this program. And before I take my seat, I made an omission with me to correct myself. I did not recognize a member of the State Executive Council who is from this chapel. Kindly pardon me, Mr. Abiodun Atilola, National Secretary. Thank you.
Round of applause for him. Wọ́n ní wọ́n rán kíní kan iṣẹ́ pé kò mọ̀ jẹ́ tí òkòwò náà pè. Ṣe pé òun kan ṣiṣẹ́ ju pé wọ́n rán lọ. Well, I'm not surprised. Shayo Ojo is the bureau chief of the Sun newspaper. So he has all it takes to be at forefront at any time. Thank you, Vice Chairman. May God increase you. We really appreciate you for that. Now, moving on to the goodwill messages, I'll call on the past vice president of Zone B, in person of Comrade Cosmos Oni, for a goodwill message. A round of applause for him.
The Honorable Commissioner, ably represented by the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Louis, the distinguished guest lecturers, who happens to be a member of the union even before he ventured into academic section. Professor Guest is in the world. And if they are represented by namesake, Dr. Lee, you are welcome. The number one journalist in your state, our able, dynamic, and result-oriented Timola Bana, aka Demba, who is on his way to Negate, Abbey, Osset, Johnny, to and fro from Negate. Able represented by my brother, one of the reliable journalists, senior journalists in the state. Senator Joe, congratulations on your assumption of office as the vice chairman of the union. I pray that God that He going to be with you and everyone. Let me also recognize my friend and who is also my friend and my boss, my former boss, who is also one of the advocates of the day, the one and the only one that has been moving the issue of health insurance scheme, not only in Oyo State, but in the country in general. I welcome the chairman of Super. You are welcome. Let me also recognize all the directors here present. Original, you are recognized. Every other director you are represented, you are recognized. Permit me also to drop my car for one of our leaders here, where we are sat. Is one of the responsible, reasonable, easygoing, and frank to the top. One of the head of the company we have, and actually Aru. We follow his footsteps. Whenever we are in the union, go. But we want to go to the person, don't worry. You only receive this person, we are okay. You are welcome. And of course, sitting very close to him, some of you may not know, he is the first treasurer we have in AQJ Oyo State. 2,000 treasurer that gave comprehensive financial details report of Oyo State Council, even when the council was in trouble. He paid us the chairman, now our former president, Daniel Filipe, he worked closely with him. I like the man, 2 times secretary of Oyo State Council of NUG, and 2 times treasurer, state information as well. Let me also recognize my friend, Bolisho Olagoke, former chairman of Nujic. We all work together. Don't mind, you all always be in opposition when we are speaking. But we thank God. This mic is not working. Okay, sorry. Without wasting much of time, let me first of all appreciate the current leadership of LUG Information Chapel, led by Comrade Assassin and his group. I want to say without missing words, as one of the oldest led member of LUG, I want to say that this is the first time the LUG State Information Chapel will be doing this type of events. So congratulations to you. We appreciate you, the great honor, and we are happy that you are able to summon your members together. If that may be, my word to you today is just a word of advice. That very soon, all of you are praying will also join us. But I notice I'm not that smooth now in the service. Unlike when we are there. Though we told the tears of our existing in the service, we also witness few of it. But with what we are looking at, with the information we gather, we know it's not easy. I want to charge you to please continue to endure. Continue to put your efforts. Continue, don't look at the monetary gains, but put in your professional efforts to assist the state information commissioners and his team to move the state information forward. To move the state government forward. Because, let me tell you, sincerely speaking, we are happy to have Yalakon Kabesi. Kabesi Karo. Kabesi. Let me use this opportunity to express our appreciation on behalf of our retirees to the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Makinde. If not for him, some of us will be having a lot of problems. Immediately we retire, we were able to see, it was like we are still in service. Continuation of our Alawi, alert at every fifth of the year, likewise yours. So he gave all that consideration and we are very happy. So I want to, on behalf of all of us, send all the media team of Oyo State Information to appreciate him on our behalf. We are very happy and we want to say they are going to reciprocate by the grace of God come February or March 2023. Having said this, I also want to thank you for the award extended to my friend, Dr. Akane. In fact, let me say that we started the insurance scheme together. I'm his first media officers. And I know what he passed through. I want to commend you, I want to congratulate you. I want to tell you that please continue to move forward. The Lord will bless you. Having said this, thank you very much for inviting us, for honoring us, and Lord Almighty God will going to bless you and move the chapel forward. Congratulations.
All right, thank you. The VP. All right, thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you. While I was giving his goodwill message, the representative of Olubadan of Ibadan, who happens to be the royal father of today's occasion, Mufti. I'm talking of His Imperial Majesty, Ọba Senator Dr. Mohud Olalekan Ishola Balogun, ably represented by Mogaji Okiti. sí olóyè Adésínà Ọlátúnjí Àrẹ̀sà. Ẹ bá mi ṣe kábíyèsí fún ọba náà. Ẹ bá mi ṣe kábíyèsí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Kádé kó pẹ́ lórí kí bàtà pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ kí ẹṣin ọba kí ó jẹ òkú pẹ́. Àwọn olórí wọ́n túbọ̀ máa ṣiṣẹ́ ìgbé láàfin kábíyèsí. Thank you for coming, sir. We really appreciate you. And also, while that 102 was going on, we also have one of our awardees, Dr. Nujic, who happens to be the executive chairman of the State Universal Basic Education Board. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. I had learned that it came with 2 directors from Subeb. You are most welcome. Really appreciate you. Thank you for coming too. Thank you. And also we recognize the presence of one of our leaders at the State Council and also at Nujic. I'm talking of Baba Solomon Oluwalopeniga Eniyoko Agbade. Kábíyèsí ẹgbẹ́ méjìlá àti owó àti kábíyèsí fún yín fún ẹjọ́ kò lè. Ìbàdàn náà ó ti dá ẹ̀kọ́ kò lè ṣe. Thank you. A round of applause for Baba Ayọ̀adé, please. Thank you so much. Now, very soon, shortly we'll be going to go to the lecture. We are holding the group messages now. We'll come back to that. Our guest lecturer has been there. Okay. Okay, before we go to the lecture, that are here, and as they have other states assignment to go for, the first person that I'm going to call. Okay, I'm going to call on the executive chairman of the State Universal Basic Education Board. Yes, I can hear what you're saying. You are just coming. Dr. Akode has been around. Dr. Nujic, we're going to give him an award as an outstanding educational aspirator of the year. Please, I kindly pray your judges to be outstanding as the citation is being taken. The citation, please.
Dr. Nujic Adeniro is a politician, educationist, and portrait administrator from Oyo State University in Ibadan. He commenced his educational career with post-primary education at Muslim Grammar School, Udinjo, Ibadan, where he earned his West African School Certificate, GCE O-Levels. He then proceeded to Oyo State College of Arts and Science in Ife, where he passed his highest school certificate in GCE A-Levels. Young Nujic subsequently gained admission to the University of Ibadan to study adult education and political science. After the required years in UI, he graduated with profession second-class honors, Upper Division in 1990. He cut his professional teeth as a youth corps member at Kaduna Polytechnic, where he served as a lecturer in public administration. His professional career continued at the University of Ibadan, the Rural Unit, where he served as a part-time teacher after his service year. Nuric's insatiables and in-depth quest for education led him back to the four walls of the classroom, where he furthered his educational pursuits with a Master of Education specializing in Communication Arts, and thereafter earned a PhD in Communication Arts and Community Development from the University of Ibadan in 1992 and 2001, respectively. Dr. Nujic Adeniro was formerly the executive chairman of Ibadan Southwest Local Government, a position he held from 1999 to 2002, and was known for his giant strides as the chairman. During his active years as a Lead City University, Dr. Adeniro went back to class to study law. He bagged LLB honors from the University of Ibadan with second-class honors, Upper Division, and thereafter proceeded to the Nigerian Law School, Lagos, where he passed the bar final examination and subsequently was called to the Nigerian bar as a solicitor and advocate of Supreme Court of Nigeria. A proud feat, you would say. At Leeds City University, Dr. Adeniran taught undergraduate specialized courses as well as postgraduate courses, some of which were research design and methodology, use of English for mass communication, scholarly and technical report writing, theories of mass communication, advanced communication theories, advanced research design and methodology, among others. Other academic responsibilities he saddled with include, but were not limited to, teaching practice supervisor for his Faculty of Education Regular Students, University of Ibadan. Teaching practice supervisor, Center of External Studies, UI, part-time. Lecturer at the Department of Adult Education, University of Ibadan. He was also a facilitator at the National Open University Ibadan Center in the following courses: Introduction to Journalism, Speech Writing, News Reporting, and Media Law and Ethics. He established his law firm, Avid Solicitors in Ibadan, which has now been renamed as Adeniran and Adeniran Associates, where he practices along with other lawyers as legal practitioner, notary, public, and real estate consultant. His passion for change and development of the Nigerian political scenario has led him to be an active participant in the political trajectory in Oyo State. Apart from being a former executive chairman at Ibadan Southwest, Dr. Adeniran was a member of LAUFEC Teaching Hospital Management Board, a two-time commissioner who supervised the Ministry of Industry, Applied Science and Technology between June 2009 to November 2010. He also supervised the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology between 2010 and 2011 under the former government of Otumba Christopher Alao Akala. His recent political positions include being a member of PDP Presidential Campaign Council for Article 2019, Director General of Oyo State PDP Presidential Campaign Coordinator for Article 2019, and Secretary of Oyo State PDP Governorship Campaign Council for Sheyi Makinde 2019. Bodies and associations such as Nigerian National Council of Adult Education, Nigerian Bar Association, and Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria. He has facilitated at several workshops, presented many papers, and trained at several seminars, such as workshops for all political functionaries and aspirants at Oshogbo by Osun State Charter of Alliance for Democracy, Second Oyo State Economic Summit organized by the State Planning Commission, a workshop held on sustainable human development at ITA Conference Center in 2001, among several others. Likewise, it has attended many international conferences such as the Urban Environment Forum Global Meeting held at Cape Town, South Africa in September 26 to 28, 2000. United Nations International Conference on Learning from Best Practices held at Shenzhen, China in October 16 to 18, 2000. International Summit on Great Governance held at Tema, Accra, Ghana in May 19, 2007, among others. In June 2019, he was appointed Executive Chairman, Oyo State Universal Basic Education Board by the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Sheyi Makinde. Dr. Nurini Adeniran's unmatched leadership qualities earned him a unanimous vote by his co-chairman to lead the Southwest Caucus. Thus, he was elected the chairman of Super Chairman in the Southwest. Dr. Nurini Adeniran is a highly sought-after politician whose rich knowledge about the political terrain of the state is intriguing. Recently, the executive governor of Oyo State, Engineer Sheyi Makinde, work and sponsored researches. He has served in numerous capacities in various professional bodies, associations, and has received an array of awards. Dr. Adeniro also has to his credit many academic publications and papers in reputable and international journals. He is happily married with kids.
A round of applause for his kids. He's a well-loaded gift. We really appreciate his speech. Come to the red platform. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Dr. Nujic, Executive Chairman of the State Institute of Education for Outstanding Educational Administrator of the Year. And to present this is the representative of Olubado in Ibadan, Mongaji Okiti Oloye Adesina Olatunji Aresa.
All protocol did work, sir. Listening to your a legal practitioner and a civil. On behalf of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Information Chapel, I present to you this award as an outstanding educational administrator of the year.
Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you. Your response.
And all other members of the high table, distinguished personalities here present, my brother that allowed me to shun. Thank you very much for giving me that opportunity. So I want to thank Almighty God for today, and I want to appreciate the information of the Nigerian Union. Well, it is that whenever anybody is being given any kind of recognition, it's always a call for further service, a call for sustained effort to ensure that you do what you are doing very well, if not much better. So while I'm appreciating the chapel of the NUJ, I also want to dedicate the award to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of your state, who gave me the opportunity to serve in the capacity which made it possible for this recognition to come. In the first instance, if I have not been given the opportunity to serve as the Executive Chairman of the State Universal Basic Education Board, there is no way anyone known whether I will be able to do this, do that, not. But being given that has no doubt brought one into the limelight in that particular area. So I want to dedicate the award to him and the entire people of Oyo State who also gave him the mandate. While I will be using the forum to also appeal to our people in Oyo State to grant second time request to our governor. This is the time for campaign, and whatever we do, we campaign. Now, I know there's not a forum to do that, but any of I have in my presentation, they also said the Deputy Director General of the Campaign Council. So doing that is doing my work. Thank you for giving me the platform. Thank you for the recognition. And I pray that the Information Chapel of the NUJ will continue to grow from strength to strength, while we also support the chapel to continue to thrive. So I will make my contribution, financial contribution, through Lamide to the Information Chapel. So I thank everybody that is here, KBC, and all distinguished personalities on the high table, and every distinguished ladies and gentlemen here present. Thank you very much, and God bless you. I appreciate it. right, thank you so much, sir. We can do more. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you so much. As we take a seat. Also, the second awardee is Dr. Shola Akonde, the Executive Secretary for Oyo State Health Insurance Agency. Citation, please.
Dr. Shola Akonde was born on the 11th day of August 1970 to Pastor Abraham Shola Akonde and Mama Elizabeth Abidemi Akonde. He had his primary education at ING School 1 in Lekuro, S4 Ibadan, while he attended Ibadan Christ Apostolic Grammar School for his secondary education and Government College Apata Ibadan for his A-levels. He later proceeded to the prestigious University of Ibadan to study medicine and came out with independence. In search of a golden place, he later went to Obafemi Awolowo University for Masters in Business Administration and BA. He also attended the prestigious Royal Institute of Public Administration, United Kingdom. Dr. Akonde had his NYSC with the Nigerian Police Force in his state. He started his career with Oyo State Hospital's Management Board in 2000. He also had a brief experience at NNPC, Eleme, Port Harcourt, River State. He was the Director of Planning, Research and Statistics, Ministry of Health, the Acting Executive Secretary, OSHA, in 2016. He became the Substantive Executive Secretary in 2020. Under his leadership, the agency has received several awards: an African Award Leadership Award for Excellence as Icon of Medical Transformation, Merit Award 2019 Oyo Most Responsive and Exemplary Agency, Outstanding Oyo Agency of the Year 2021, Most Outstanding Director in the Ministry of Health in the year 2013 for his immense contribution to the growth and development of Oyo State health sector from the Old Boys Association of his alumni government college. Dr. Shola Akonde is happily married to Dr. Temilola Akonde, and the marriage is blessed. Dr. Shola.
A round of applause for him. That is the citation of Dr. Shola Akonde, the Executive Secretary of Oyo State Health Insurance Agency. We've been awarded today as the Health Personality of the Year. And the award is going to be presented by the Chairman of Oyo State, Nigerian Young Journalist, ably represented by the Vice Chairman, Comrade Sheye Ojo. A round of applause for him, please.
What's up? Oh, welcome.
On behalf of Nigerian of Journalists Information Chapel, this award of excellence is presented to Dr. Shola
of your immense contributions to our dear union and humanity in general, dated this 10th of November 2022.
I want to start on the established protocol. And, I want to give thanks to God, as always, who enables me and enables the agency. I want to thank His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, on whose platform I'm able to achieve this. Like I always say, you can do so much. You can have so much ability, but if you didn't have the platform, that will not be known. So all the time, I always thank him. I thank God for this opportunity, and I want to especially again thank
once again for this opportunity. This award is special, and you see that I came on time. It's special because when your colleagues, because the chapel is made up essentially of civil servants, and when your colleagues actually choose to give you an award, recognize the little that you're doing, that award is special. We've had as agency so many awards in the past. This one is the top of them all because of the category of people that has given us the award. And so I want to thank you. I want to thank the leadership. I want to thank the membership for this recognition. And I want to thank my team who've been working together. One tree does not make a forest. If you don't have peace in the house, of course, you can't achieve. And so we are winning together, and we shall continue to win together. I dedicate this award to the vulnerable groups, the poor of your state, the enrollees, for whose purpose the agency was established. And we thank God that we are reaching them. Lives are changing. People are having helps, care, because they subscribe to this team. I trust that we do better. This will strengthen us, energize us. And I'm sure that we have more awards and awards and awards. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you for that. A round of applause for him as he goes to take his seat. Thank you, Dr. Abdul. Okay, while he was receiving his award, we have the representative of the Deputy Speaker of the Legislative Assembly. I'm talking about Honorable Mohammed Fadili. He's ably represented by Honorable Abiona Adetuchi. It's a very important thing. Thank you. And of course, for whatever how it is too, is ably represented the Accountant General of the State in person of Alaji K.G. Bello, is well represented by Director Treasury in person of Mr. Taiwo Ayoni, FCA. Thank you for coming. Before we go further to other awardees and good messages, as I said earlier, our guest lecturer has been around for a very long time, and I want us to give him that honor to lead us through the lecture. And the theme of today's lecture is 2023, the role of the media as watchdog and gatekeeper in the general election. And our guest speaker is the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Ajayi Crowther University. I'm talking about Professor Olumuyiwa Popola, by a senior lecturer in the Faculty of Communication and Media Studies of the same university. I'm talking of Dr. Martin Kolawole Oni. As I invite him to the microphone and they take his citation, please. His citation.
Dr. Oli Matthew Kolawole in the Faculty of Communication and Media Studies, Department of Journalism and Media Studies, Ajayi Crowther University, Oyo State, Nigeria. He is a Doctor of Communication and Media Studies. He had his first degree at the University of Ife, now the Bakumi Awolowo University, Ife, in 1986, where he got the Bachelor of Arts in Yoruba and English. Subsequently, he obtained a Master of Science, MSc in Mass Communication at the University of Lagos at Oka, Lagos, where in 2004, as the first graduating student of the year, his persistent thirst for knowledge, hard work, and excellence was crowned at the Lagos State University, Ojo, Lagos, where he was awarded a Doctor of Philosophy in Communication Studies. His verses ranked in the faculty among the best three in the year 2020 PhD set, and put forward in the year 2020 Africa-based Best Dissertation Award. Our guest lecturer has attended professional courses both in Nigeria and outside the country. He had more than 20 national national and international publication. Dr. Obi Matthew Kolawole is happily married with Cho.
A round of applause for the guest representative.
Thank you very much. I recognize the presence. The Honorable Commissioner of Information, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasu Olotubosu. Ismail Sassi, the Oyo State Chairman of NUJ, represented by the Vice Chairman, Comrade Joe, all directors hereby present, all awardees, all dignitaries, I thank you very much. Well, you have listened to my citation. I just want to say that it cannot hold a candle up to the citation of the person I'm representing today. And I've not just said that because I want to hear the voice, my own voice. It's just, well, if you are a doctor, I believe afraid will catch you as it is catching me now. I'm saying this especially because during the question and answer session, if you give me answers that are too difficult for me to answer, I will simply take them back to the professor, but I promise you that we're going to the role of media as watchdog and gatekeeper in the general, and I'm going to try within the next 30 minutes or thereabouts to take you through what I've been prepared by the professor. The relationship between media and society is a very complex one. And before I go on, please, if you hear me use media in a singular form, it is simply because I'm sticking to the British usage of the noun, where say media is, unlike the Americans that say media are. Media here is viewed as a singular noun. So if you hear me use the auxiliary is with it, please pardon me. I'm just trying to be British. The relationship between media and society is a very complex one. Sometimes it is mutually beneficial. Sometimes the both exhibit functions that are inverses of each other. Some other times, they take turns as being watchdogs or complements of each other. Whatever the case may be, there is no denying the fact that media is a force to reckon with, and it is an indispensable tool to put the society in check. I guess I've just stated the obvious. The Victorian writer Thomas Khalil did not just describe the media as the fourth estate of the realm just for the fun of it. The phrase was coined in recognition of the media as a vital part of democracy and the indisputable watchdog of the Constitution. Harold Laswell, political scientist and communication theorist, isolated some salient functions of the media in 1969. One of them is surveillance, and by the time the representative of the NUJ chairman in the State was speaking, he nearly spoke everything I wanted to say. But we thank God, and I would have just said amen. Because it traversed within a few seconds, it traversed the entire paper. Kudos to you, sir. One of them is surveillance. Like a radar constantly orbiting the earth, the media surveys the environment, calling attention to its strong points and weaknesses, arbitrating for improvement, and thereby constantly putting itself at loggerheads with the power that be. In the discharge of this duty, the media gathers pieces of information, and these they correlate or interpret in the doubt undue interference from one to another. These attempts have been documented in the book 4 Theories of the Press by Siebert, Peterson, and Scram in 1963. These theories, known as normative theories, generally tend to describe an ideal way for a media system to be controlled and operated by the government. The important thing to note, however, is that the media cannot function optimally without a reasonable degree of freedom. What factors then interfere with press freedom and by implication the discharge of its duties? I want to briefly talk about media law and ethics. The freedom of journalists to practice unfettered is hampered by the media law and ethics. Among such laws are laws of libel, sedition, official secret acts, content, copyright and privacy violation. All these are documented in a book by Simoka 2014. And he highlights the fact that all over the world there are governmental agencies which regulate the activities of specific media such as the Nigerian Press Council, the National Broadcasting Commission, and the National Film and Video Censor Board. On media law and journalism, to say, the law of defamation as well as of seditious libel hangs over the journalist. All journalists are expected to be aware of them and to strive to avoid running foul of them. Newspapers have legal departments and broadcasting houses have internal censors who screen news items in particular to ensure that they are free of libelous content. Besides, defamation and sedition, there are other offenses that journalists try to avoid, such as contempt of court, which may arise from a few sources, including commenting on a matter that is sub judice, that is, it is undergoing trial in a law court. Then professional ethics, balance, fairness, and social responsibility, among others, are ethical terms that are bandied about among journalists and media scholars. They are, however, not easy to practicalize because of their indeterminacy. They are not governed by any precise rules or guidelines. Still, we tend to be sensitive to them in gathering, processing, and reporting news. Then let's talk about the big one, ownership pattern. Publicly owned and government-controlled media tends to be more authoritarian and more prone to self-censorship than privately owned media. They carry more news favorable to the government of the day and avoid news unfavorable to it. They avoid direct criticism of government actions and suppress news that will amount to. This is not to suggest that privately owned media are free to report what they like, the way they like to. There is the saying that the ghost of the proprietor is ever hanging over the editorial conference, whether the proprietor happens to be a government, a corporation, or an individual. Then management policy. This is usually contained in the mission statements and reflected in the practice codes of each media establishment. It flows from the public and editorial boards to the editors, writers, and reporters. In the pyramidal hierarchical structure of media organizations, management timely and repeating messages and contents for emphasis consequent upon a number of factors and variables. Anaito Onabajo and Osifeso, 2008, they talk about three functions performed by the gatekeepers. One, to limit the information the public receives by editing out some items before dissemination. Two, to expand the amount of depth of information by giving, says that journalists have such power as to tell you what to think about. It says, well, they might not be successful in telling you what to think. You are free to think. But they are stunningly successful in telling you what to think about. By the amount of prominence, the amount of space, the amount of time devoted to any item, they are setting the agenda. What the press believes is important is what you as individuals believe is important. That is the whole focus of the agenda setting theory. This power, the power that the media has in the main, stems from the subjective nature of the job. Yes, objectivity is a watchword in journalism. But as has been discussed earlier, objectivity in journalism could be as elusive as a dream. Lester McCare of the New York Times drives this notion home succinctly. Look at this. He uses an illustration, which is very, very pungent. The reporter, and he's talking about the most objective reporter, collects 50 facts. Out of the 50, he selects 12. Gatekeeping has started to include in his story. You know, he can hide under the fact that there is such thing as space limitation. There's no space, so I'm selecting 12 out of these 50 facts. But in the process of selection, it takes a lot of decision, which is important. He wants to shut some facts out and allow some in. There is something, like we said, because of the limitation. Thus, in discuss 38, that is judgment number 1. Then, the reporter or editor decides which of the facts shall be the first paragraph of the story, thus emphasizing one fact over the other 11. That is judgment number 2. Then, the reporter or editor decides whether the story shall be placed on page 1 or page 12. On page 1, it will command many times the attention it would on page 12. That's judgment number 3. This so-called factual presentation is thus subjected to 3 judgments. All of this, news is not reality. It's a transformation, a simplification, and a reduction. Media as watchdog and gatekeeper of the 2023 general elections. It is now time to zero in on what has been circumvented all along. Imagine the 2023 general elections getting conducted without the media. Just imagine that. That we're going to conduct the 2023 general elections and then the media will not be involved. And you get the picture more clearly about the roles. Without the media, and the electorate will have to wait for the visits of the candidates to receive such messages, or they rely on the rumor mill for them. After voting, you will need to stay put at your polling unit to determine the number of people that come there to vote. And I think you must be a genius in mathematics for you to achieve that. And for the overall voting trend, if you want to know, God help you. It will indeed involve a multitasking on an unprecedented scale, because you will also need to move from one polling unit to the other all over the country to really know what is going on. As the watchdog and gatekeeper of the 2023 general elections, the media will be operating in a familiar terrain, as it will be discharging its legitimate duty, which is secured and guaranteed by the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in its Section 39, subsection 1, and Section 39, subsection 2. This function that will be carried out is also validated by the United Nations General Assembly Resolution 59, Section 1 of December 14, 1946, which states that freedom of information is a fundamental human right and is the touchstone of all the freedoms to which the United Nations is consecrated. Freedom of information implies the right to gather, transmit, and publish news anywhere without filters. Furthermore, be assured that you have the backing of Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of December 10, 1948, which states that everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinion without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media, regardless of frontiers. Thankfully, the Freedom of Information Act was passed during the time of President Goodluck Jonathan, although they have been moved to do it during the Abacha era. You will also be backed by Article 19 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights of December 10, 1966, which states as follows: everyone shall have the right to hold opinions without interference. Everyone shall have the right to freedom of expression. This right shall include freedom to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas of all kinds, regardless of frontiers, either orally, written, or in print, in the form of art or any media of his choice. You will also be working within the legal ambit of Article 9 of the Africa Charter on Human and People's Rights, which states thus: every individual shall have the right to receive information. Every individual shall have the right to express and disseminate opinions whenever they want. Your duty as a journalist should, however, be guided by the various laws previously discussed and the ethics guiding your profession. Journalists should realize that functioning as watchdogs and gatekeepers implies that they should be as blameless as possible. Even when we come with equity, they say, must come with clean hands. Allen and Ross, 1977, identified 9 types of lies that journalists should avoid. 1, some journalists lie by commission. That is outright falsification of facts. Deliberate, intentional falsification of facts. Then there's lying by omission. You know, it's not that we lie, but we are leaving out bits and pieces of information that will sway the decision of the reader or listener in another direction. Lying with language. Some journalists are so good at in the use of language, they can use it they can be deliberately vague. Unnecessary use of innuendos. Then lie with statistics. Deliberate manipulation of numbers to achieve a subjective intent. Lie with graphics. Deceptive use of charts and figures. Lie with photographs. Photoshopped photographs are mostly used to distort facts and promote falsehood. You want to agree with me that our profession is a very noble one and requires a lot of training and expertise. And we have all seen the problem when people, because they just own internet-enabled cell phones, they started acting as newswriter, as photojournalist, to just Photoshop something and then put it on the social media, and that by that stroke of that misguided pen, they can throw the entire nation into confusion. So, lie with multimedia, video footage, sound and animation manipulated to deceive the audience. Lie with logical fallacies. Drawing wrong conclusion from a right premise. You have established a correct premise. But the minor premise that you are now drawing from it is very wrong. It is deceptive. Lying with propaganda techniques, name dropping, testimonials, and all to promote falsehood. Other ethical issues border on bribe taking, plagiarism, fakery, checkbook journalism, information killing, taking part in junkets, gifts and freebies, invasion of privacy, sensationalism, moonlighting. Moonlighting is when you engage in more than one work. You are functioning as a reporter in one organization, and then you are doing the same thing for some other one. It is called moonlighting. And the most of others identified by Simoka in his book, Nigeria Media Law and Ethics. I want to conclude. The media's role as watchdog and gatekeeper of the 2023 general election is sacrosanct, and it is not in any way negotiable. Journalists owe their audience, however, the debt of carrying out their constitutionally validated duties objectively, without fear or favor, within the ambit of the legal and ethical frameworks that define the profession. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening.
Please, let's put it together again for our first. Well, I'm not surprised that he has done so much justice to this. Dr. Lee, we appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. While he was giving his lecture, the personal assistant to Oluwado also was on entourage. And I'm talking of Chief Akim Rufai. Is he still around? A round of applause for him. Alaji. Please, we'll take questions and answers first. Let's document our question because he has really spoke very well on the function of the media, press freedom, factors that interferes in our profession, and the one that interferes with press freedom, ownership pattern, concept of gatekeeping, ethics, laws, and all other things. And of course, in it we can see the political economy of the media too is being inclusive, the commercialization of media, the commodification too. Please, let's try to document our questions. We're going to give us time in case we still want to think about it. We have more to date them and it's going to do very well justice to them. Now we continue with the award as instructed. And I'm going to now I want to call on the representative of the Deputy Speaker, the Deputy Speaker of the State House of Assembly. I'm talking of Honorable Mohammed Fadeyi, who is being represented by Honorable Abiono Adetuji to be upstanding.
Was born on the 25th of December 1967 to Alhaji Rashid Adeniyi Fadeyi and Alhaja Mariam Fadeyi of blessed memories. He hails from the family compound of Ile Molaja in Ibadan State. He is married with children. His educational background started from children homeschool at the and later moved to Shehu Garden Nursery and Primary School, Maiduguri, Borno State, after which he then attended Federal Government College, Maiduguri, Borno State. He attended the Ibadan Polytechnic, Oyo State, after which he then attended the NTA Television College, Jos, and the International Institute of Journalism. His working experience includes being an independent producer at NTA Abuja and also the then NTA Yaba in Lagos. In 2011, he was appointed as Special Assistant Administration and Legislative Matters to the Majority Leader, Federal House of Representatives, National Assembly, Abuja from 2011 to emergency groups. Creative and resourceful professional with a track record of recording and playing a contributory role in major civil programs. Resourceful with the ability to access all issues and adequately protect clients and complete projects, producing professional results while adhering to giving deadlines. Persuasive individual processing, strong negotiating skills, orals, and written communication skills.
A round of applause for him. The Deputy Speaker is being awarded the award of the Best Legislature of the Year. And to present this, I'll call on the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism, in person of Mr. Oyeshola Oyedele to the invitation.
On behalf of the Nigerian Union of Journalists Information Chapel, marking the 2022 AUD Press Week. This award of excellence is presented to Honorable Mohammed Fadei, Deputy Speaker of the State of Assembly, as best legislature of recognition and relation.
All right, thank you. You may take your seats, sir. As I call on the next recipient of the award, the next award is going to the Accountant General of the State in person of Alhaji Kolawole Fabio, who is ably represented by the Director Treasury, Mr. Taiwo Anyoni, FCA. His citation.
His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, on Thursday, 15th August 2019, sworn in Alhaji Kolawole Fabio as the 20th Accountant General with other permanent secretaries. He was conferred Fellow of two great institutes, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria and Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria in the year 2012 and 2013, respectively. He is also a member of Georgia Society of Certified Public Accountants and an associate member of Chartered Institute of Management in the year 2003. He is an alumni of CAC Grammar School at Birmingham and the prestigious University of Lagos at Oka, where he bagged his first degree in accounting in the year 1989 and served with Manila Insurance Company, Calabar Cross River in the following year. He added to his academic pursuits in Ladoke at Itola University of Technology, where he bagged a second degree of Masters in Business Administration in the year 2013. Before he joined the State Civil Service in July 2000, he had gained wealth of experience from audit supervision, tax management consultancy, Lagos State Internal Revenue Services. Before his appointment as Accountant General, Alhaji Bello held various top-post managerial posts in different government sectors, ranging from economic, agriculture and rural development, trade, industries and cooperatives, public works, infrastructure and transport, social, teaching service commission and administration, pension board and office of the Accountant General. As a way of his contributions to human capacity building, Alhaji Bello had presented several seminar papers on public finance management in numerous workshops, seminars across the country. In addition, he is a faculty member and consultant to the Fagner Consult, Ibadan Business School and Supreme Management Consulting Services Limited. He had attended several seminars, workshops, both within and outside the country, among which are International Workshop on the Adoption of International Public Sector Accounting Standards at Brussels, Belgium in December 2012, Effective Domestic Debt Management to Crown Agents at Croydon, United Kingdom, Effective Domestic Debt Management Crown Agents at Worthing, United Kingdom, World Bank Financial Management and Disbursement Seminar, Lagos Business School in June 2006. Alhaji Bello was born to the family of Pa Oladeji Alabi Bello and Mama Falilat Bello of Kotis Compound, Okiodo, Ibadan on 21st January 1963. His hobbies, apart from playing football, is athletics. He is a passionate, proactive, dedicated, resourceful, result-oriented professional whose aim is to improve the state's financial management system in all capacities. He is happily married to Alhaja Bolale Bello with children.
A round of applause about present Alhaji Bello for the recipient of the award of Outstanding Financial Manager of the Year, to be presented by the guest lecturer, Dr. Matthew Kolawole. A round of applause, please.
On behalf of MLJ Research, I present this award of excellence to Alhaji Bello to you in recognition of your performance as an outstanding financial manager of the year. Congratulations.
All right, thank you so much. The next person is the Commissioner for Ministry of Information and Cultural Tourism, who is ably represented by the Permanent Secretary and is going to receive for him the citation, please.
Dr. Wasiu Adewale Olatubosun was born on 11th January 1964 to the family of late Alhaji Rauf Olatubosun of Ibibule Dynasty, Ayeye, Ibadan. Wasiu Adewale Olatubosun is a daughter from Ibadan, Northwest Local Government, Oyo State, a former lecturer at the famous Olabisi Onabanjo University at Boiwole, Oyo State. Young Olatubosun commenced his educational career with post-primary education at Olive. His educational pursuit led him back to the University of Ibadan, where he finished his Master's in Arts in Communication and Language Arts. He did not stop at that. As the cerebral lover of education, he also did his postgraduate and Masters of Science in Mass Communication at the University of Lagos, Akoka. Afterwards, Mr. Wasiu Olatubosun got his hard-earned PhD from Babcock University in Ilesan, Ogun State. As a journalist, Dr. Olatubosun cut his professional teeth at the indigenous broadcasting station of Oyo State, where he worked as the assistant news editor from 1995 to 1996. In 1997, his unrelenting quest to impart knowledge led him to the University of Ibadan, where he worked as an associate lecturer, General Examination Center. In 1999, he became an assistant information officer with Ibadan Southwest Local Government. He returned to teaching career at the Polytechnic Ibadan in 2003, where he groomed many up-to-date journalists at the Department of Mass Communication. Dr. Olatubosun's political career took off at Ibadan Northwest Local Government, where he got elected as a councillor representing Ward 5. His passion for change and development of the Nigeria's political scenery has led him to be an active participant in the political trajectory in Oyo State. He was appointed as the caretaker chairman in Ibadan Northwest Local Government in 2011. At that time, till 2016, Olatubosun embarked on several grassroots projects that has endeared him to politics awards and stakeholders at the local government. His turns in the political scene attracted the present governor of Oyo State to him. At election in 2019 appointed him as the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism in Oyo State. As a commissioner, Dr. Olatubosun embarked on many transformative projects at the Ministry of Information. Chief among them is the establishment of Alori Online Radio for profit, we would say. At Olabisi Onabanjo University, Aboyele, he served as an assistant lecturer where he taught undergraduate courses as well as postgraduate courses. He is a renowned facilitator of many political jingles and campaigns that led to the victory of his principles in Oyo State. He has to his credit many papers and trained at several seminars. Dr. Olatubosun has participated in many field work and sponsored researches. He has served in numerous capacities and has received an array of awards. Dr. Olatubosun also has to his credit many academic publications and papers in reputable and international journals. He is happily married with children.
Henry, we also present the Honorable Commissioner for Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, and has been presented with the award of Outstanding Commissioner of the Year. And to do this, I will call on the personal assistant to Olubadan of the line in person of Chief Akin Rufai to present the award. A round of applause, please.
African Union list, Information Chapel, I present this award of excellence to Dr. Wasiu Olatoposu, the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism in Oyo State. He's a great man. May he continue to grow in grace. Thank you.
I don't know if the permanent secretary wants to say something on his behalf before he takes it.
Let me just say a few words on behalf of our Honorable Commissioner. He's appreciative of this award because it's in recognition of its activities in the ministry, it's in recognition of the perception of those we work with. So I've been adjudged the most outstanding Honorable Commissioner during the first tenure of His Excellency, Engineer Sheyi. I know you really appreciate this award, and it's something that will make him to progress, to do more, particularly for your chapel, the ministry, and the state at large. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. We still have 2 awardees for that in that category, but we are going to the next category, which is the certificate of recognition for some of our leaders that have served in the chapel. And to present this, I'm going to call on the chairman of Nigerian of Journalists, who is ably represented by the vice chairman, Comrade Ojo, to please come outside as I call on our leaders to take their certificate of recognition in recognition of their immense contribution to our dear union. The first person to call is the Vice President for B Zone, a person of Comrade Cosmos Olaleko Obi, a round of applause.
Comrade Cosmos Olaleko Obi is our leader and is popularly known as CEO. And if I'm correct, he has been adjudged as the longest serving NUJ leader in the Southwest in Nigeria. So, NUJ Information Chapel is honoring you in recognition of your immense contributions to the union and humanity in general. And so, on behalf of the chapel, I present to you this certificate of recognition.
All right, thank you, sir. The next person is another great leader who has served at the state level and also at the chapel level, a once upon a time director. I'm calling on Baba Solomon Oluwalubelika. A round of applause for him.
I want to say, without any fear of congratulation, that in every sphere of life, without gatekeepers. And Baba Solomon Oluwalubelika is one of the leading gatekeepers in NUJ Oyo State Council. He has become an authority, and I won't say more. But with my father, anytime I had the opportunity to anchor program, I think I call him my green ancestor. He has done so much for this profession and in repositioning NUJ. And sir, in recognition of your immense contributions to the NUJ State Council, NUJ Information Chapel, and humanity in general, this certificate of recognition is hereby presented to you.
Two-time secretary of the union and is still one of the director at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, and as a matter of fact, is the most senior information officer. I'm talking of Mr. Rotimi.
The Table, kindly permit me to say a few things. I was transferred by my office from Lagos to Ibadan in 2014. As at the time I got to Ibadan, I was single, I was not married. The following year, 2015, I got married. And, I was new in Ibadan. I would not even go to press center NUJ. But the NUJ State Council actually sent a powerful delegation to Akure, where I got married to my wife, and give us a special gift. That special gift, 2015 to date, we are still using the gift in our house. So, and as at that time, he was serving as the secretary of the State Council, Comrade Rotimi Babalola Original. And that is why I said that, because what you gave us, the item you gave us were original. So we are living up to expectation of your nickname. So Nigerian Union of Journalists Information Chapel hereby presents this certificate of recognition to you based on your immense contributions to the progress of the union and humanity in general. Congratulations.
A round of applause for the original director. All right, thank you so much, sir. And the next person, when I introduced him, I said he's retired, but he's retired. He's always with us, and he has been the secretary at the state level for 2 times, and of course the treasurer of the chapel when he was still in service for 2 times too. And he was in charge of Alori tabloid, the Alori newspaper then. I'm talking of Alaji Larry Gatti. Another person.
Alaji Larry Gatti, I know you don't know me, but I can say they recognize your face. I'm sorry, the time I was called upon to present a keynote, a good message on behalf of the chairman of the state, I could not pick up this very well from where I was standing. Nice. And many years I got my teeth in journalism in Ibadan here. Around for many years, you will remember a newspaper called Oyo Echo. It was during the reign of Alhaji Adesina as governor of. I was with Oyo Echo then, and I was attached to cover to the main reporter to cover the governor's office. That was the time I got to know Alhaji Larry Gatti, and he has been a wonderful man and a wonderful man since then. Can you permit me that I don't recognize you the other time? I then is retired, not tired. You can see you, the glory of God radiating your life. So, on behalf of the NUJ Information Chapel, this certificate of recognition is proudly presented to Alhaji Larry Gatti in
General. Congratulations.
All right, welcome. While the certificate of recognition was ongoing, the Chief Press Secretary to the Executive Governor of Oyo State also joined us. I'm talking of Mr. Taiwo Adisa, the right representative, and also for the Special Assistant to the Governor on New Media, Mr. Tunde Momo, and also the ESO Print, Mr. Moses Alao. Thank you for joining us. Yes, we are going forward. The next person is the former chairman, Nujic, Mr. Lagoki.
NUJ Information Chapel, we present this certificate of recognition to you, Mr. Fulusho Olagoki, in recognition of your immense contributions to the services of NUJ and the progress of humanity. Congratulations.
All right, so more.
State Council. Thank you. Congratulations.
All right, thank you. The next person going. She was also the past chairperson, chairman for the union at the state, at the chapel level. Also retired, but she's always with us. Like I said earlier, this hall is made beautiful by her. She has never left us alone. I'm talking of Mrs. Titi Akeye.
As far as NUJ is concerned in Nigeria, and particularly in Oyo State. On this grant, the NUJ Information Chapel is recognizing you and your immense contribution to the progress of the union and humanity by the presentation of this certificate of recognition.
All right, please, you can take your seat, Mr. Shole. We still have like 3 to take, but been told that the representative of Olubado will soon leave, and he has a task to perform before he leaves. While we suspended the presentation of our award earlier, we're going to resume while we're expecting the CPS and the SA of New Media. Now we're going to take for CPS now, as I invite to the race platform, Mr. Taiwo Adisa, as we take this citation, please.
Secretary to Governor Sheikh Makinde of Oyo State on June 3rd, 2019, after he had editors from 2009. He was educated at Nigeria's Premier University, the University of Ibadan, where he obtained a Bachelor of Arts and a Master's of Arts degree in Communication and Language Arts. He hails from Ogumosho South local government area of Oyo State and has over the years shown himself as a passionate believer in the development of Oyo State and Nigeria as a nation. During his student days, he served variously as Publicity Secretary and General Secretary of the Ogumosho Students Union and as the General Secretary of the Federation of Oyo State Students upon his graduation from the University of Ibadan. Mr. Adisa had stayed with Sunday Concord newspaper before moving to the News Temple Magazines and later Punch newspapers in 1999. Constable, he left in 2003 to join the National Assembly, Abuja, where he was appointed Special Assistant Media Relations to the President of the Senate for Assembly, Senator Adolfo Waba, PhD. During his days at the News Temple magazine, he was an active member of the guerrilla journalism warfare team that commented the military regimes of the era and propelled the nation towards eventual return to civil rule. In July 2005, he returned to the newsroom with Tribune titles and was appointed Assistant Editor on Politics. He was later promoted Deputy Editor and Associate Editor of the publication. Aside serving as Group Politics Editor of the Tribune titles, he also doubled as the Abuja Bureau Chief of the newspaper, a post he held till June 2019. When he was named Chief Press Secretary to Oyo State Governor, Engineer Shirima Kuleka NSC, he is currently undertaking a PhD program in political communication at the University of Abuja. Adisa is happily married and the union is heterosexual.
Adisa, the recipient of the award of most efficient spokesperson of the year. And to present this is the representative of Olubadan line, Mogaji Okiti Oloye Adesina Olatunji Arisi. A round of applause. On behalf of the Nigerian Union of Journalists Commission Chapter, your response, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, colleagues and families. Good career. What do I call you now? Vice Chairman, the former, Vice Chairman, former correspondent chairman, and the chief of the Sun Newspapers. You're welcome. Good afternoon. My colleagues, once again, well, I'm also taking my production on behalf of colleague who will come here later. We had not really a non-scheduled program, it's scheduled, but we didn't know that it would take this long before we could leave the venue of the meeting. We had a meeting very early in the morning that kept dragging on and dragging on and dragging on. So we couldn't leave the place until at least we were able to get it up to the point. So we're sorry for coming to I have to thank you for this award, where we don't do the little that we can do. The job of journalism is largely a thankless job. When you write a story and somebody is smiling at it, another person is cursing at that story. So what makes somebody happy? They say, oh, that's a fantastic job. On the other side, somebody will say, oh, no, it was paid to do it. Some persons, my enemy paid me to do the job, or whatever. So, you are always between between the devil and the Lucy when you do journalism. But it is service for the society that we have to continue to do. It is a service that has been there right from the inception of society. Publicists, even in the days where communication is less exposed as we are at the publicists have always been there. Society and human beings always find a way to communicate. Because human beings are social beings, they don't like to be alone. So, one way or the other, whether inside the cave or outside of the cave, human beings want to communicate. And that's where we are right now. So, our duty to carry out the essence of that communication. We should not moderate it. And we should not allow those, maybe they are politicians, maybe they are actors in the society, to discourage us from carrying out that duty. Because I used to tell politicians when they complain about organizations, media organizations and all that, I say, well, the job of the politician and that's the job of the journalist. They are intertwined. So the sailor must learn to sail without complaining about the sea. Because the sea will always do its job. Being violent at sometimes, being peaceful at the very little time, but being violent most of the time, sometimes very turbulent. So you as that you are taking your job as a sailor, as a profession, you must know how to sail on the sea. If not, if you keep complaining, the sea will not vamoose. As far as God has already created the sea, it will not vanish away. So you've got to learn how to do your job on the sea. So it's the same thing with the politicians. Rather than being out there to complain about journalists. So why did they do this? Why did they not do that? Just learn to work with the media. Because it is in working with the media that you communicate the essence of your own program and activities to the people. And the media is standing between you and the public. So when you work well with the media, you communicate the intricacies of your program. But when you keep away from the media, they communicate what they feel is the interpretation of what you are doing. And you may not like that. For us, we should not be discouraged about the hazards of the profession. Just like you have hazards, you also have the benefits. We are in the limelight, a lot of people know your name, a lot of people see you, a lot of people say, oh, that's the person. Sometimes we say, we even think the person is as big as elephants. Or the person that will be hearing about what is as this and that. But just keep on doing your job.
A record of Tuesday. Chairman Nujic of the Union. Candidates to the NUJ chapel. It would have been available to have been here personally, but due to tight schedule. And because it's really interesting, matters related to the press and the election. So it's like the theme of the gathering here. So we're very, I will employ journalists. You know, I've listened to the guest lecturer, ably represented by Dr. Kola Oni of Faculty of Communication and Media Studies of Ajani, Kroger University. He has said it all. He was very bold. He was not being partisan. You know, he didn't say because people sit here as journalists that he will not tell you the truth. He said it all. So I give you very much. He talked about shaping, and he said we should be guided, especially with equity, the law of the land, customs and tradition as well, and I will be truthful with multimedia and propaganda. Our propaganda technique, please, let's be very careful with it. And he said there should be no moonlighting. You see, all these things are keywords. And I believe if we are truly guided
and principles that journalism would be a very good, we advance to another, to a greater height in Nigeria. He said, you are the one dictating what you want us to think of. Definitely, it is what we read in the news or what we hear in the news that determines our actions. And as you are giving us correct information, we will be guided correctly. I thank the NUJ Information Chapel for recognizing the awardees as well as those people who have served journalism very well by giving them certificates of recognition during this press week. It is the prayer of Kabiyesi that God will continue to give the leadership of the NUJ wisdom, knowledge to lead the union right. And we pray that the Union of Journalism, the Union of Journalism Information Chapel, specifically, in general, to progress. This press week, we shall bless many more of this press week in the name of God. Very much. Happy celebration. All right, we can do better for the representative of Olubadan. We so much appreciate you for that. I'm sorry the guest lecturer too want to leave, but he said we can compile our questions while he's going to supply us to the chapel chairman. And he has a program at Prada FM 88.5 on health program. So you want to leave now. Dr. Oni, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Now, the next awardee is the special assistant to the governor on new media, Mr. Tunde. Please, can you come to the raised platform and we take your citation?
Mr. Momo Babatunde Ganiu was born on the 5th day of May 1981 to the family of Adiola Momo and Murad Momo. He hails from the capital city of Oyo State. His educational background started at Ibadan, where he attended Ibadan Grammar School, Ibadan. He earned a diploma certificate in business information technology from Interlarics College of Digital Information and Web Management. He also has his BSc in Business and Strategic Management and also received awards for training and higher education at Norwich and Tech India. His working experience includes Assistant College Instructor and Administrative Officer at Interlarics College of Digital Information and Web Management, Linkage Officer and Content Development Manager at Signal Services International College of Business, Technical and Executive Director at Images Integrated Resources Limited, Project Manager and Acting Lead Strategist at Beige Digital Limited, where he led and directed the digital media campaign for His Excellency Engineer Olusegun Makinde in 2018 to 2019. He was a project coordinator at the Interfaith Network project with the theme Leadership Crisis in Nigeria. He currently serves as a special assistant to the governor of Oyo State on New Media One. Mr. Moore is happily married and God has blessed him.
A round of applause to Mr. Tunde Moore for the award as the media-friendly appointee of the year. And to do this, I call on the permanent secretary, Minister of Information, Culture, Tourism, Mr. Oyeshola Oyedele. A round of applause as a group.
On behalf of the Nigerian Union of Journalists Information Chapter, marking the 2022 UK Press Week, I present this award of excellence to you, Mr. Tunde Momo, the Special Assistant to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State on New Media, as the media-friendly appointee of the year, in recognition of your immense contribution to the Union and humanity in general. Congratulations.
All right, thank you. Your brief response, if you have any.
Thank you very much. The royal part of the day is essential by the distinguished and honorable.
One of past chairman of Nujic, take
The NUJ Information Chapel is proud to present this certificate of recognition to Mrs. Temitope Ojoawo in recognition of your immense contributions to the Union and humanity in general. Congratulations.
All right, the next person that I'm going to call, he was also one of the past chairman at the chapel level, and presently is the financial secretary at the state level, the 2-term, returning the second term. I'm talking of Abiodun Atilola. A round of applause.
Mr. Abiodun Atilola, former chairman NUJ Information Chapel and the current financial secretary of NUJ State Council. In recognition of your immense contributions to the Union and humanity in general, the NUJ Information Chapel hereby presents a certificate of recognition to you. Congratulations.
The last person, but not least, it was the secretary at the chapel level, Mr. Sunday Igari. A round of applause.
Mr. Sunday Ogundari, in recognition of your immense contributions to NUJ and humanity in general. Your chapel, our chapel, Information Chapel, you. Congratulations.
All right, thank you. We are done with the certificate of award and other award. And I was supposed to take good message from one person that we told before, but I want him to respond on behalf of the past Nujic leaders. And I want him to give us a one of the marble for all that are still in the profession as civil servants, just as we did here today. And I want to call on Alhaji Ganiyu, Larry Ganiyu Alore, to give us fatherly advice and respond on behalf of Nujic leaders. Just in 1 minute, sir, we want to have your voice. A round of applause once again.
My colleagues, well, àti sọ pé tètè dáadáa èmi ò ní lọ pé tètè bọ́ bàtà kù. Ìmọ̀ràn wọn ní gba àwọn ìwọ wa. Ìmọ̀ràn tí mo ní fún ni pé ibikíbi tí a bá wà ẹ̀gbẹ́ ká ní sùn láti gbọ́ pọ̀ ní ọlọ́run bá ní sí gbogbo ẹ̀rí lákẹ́rẹ́ ibikíbi tí a bá wà ní tí wọ́n bá fún wa ẹ̀dí kò tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn ẹsẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara yín tí ẹ bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara yín ẹni bàbá bọ̀ láti pè information chapel àti ìfowópamọ́ sẹ́yìn nípìnlẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́ when it comes to any media matters kò sí chapel ní ìfowópamọ́ information sẹ́yìn ìfowópamọ́ wa láàrin ara wa ló mú wa níbẹ̀ ẹ má jẹ́ kí n yá kó o mú nǹkan tẹ́ bá ṣe ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú ara yín ọlọ́wà ló ti wà ní ó bá pàdé yìí irú èdè ẹ̀sìn yìí ó jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ inú ìtàn ẹ̀ẹ́dùgbé ìfọ̀tọ́sọ́jà lọ ọlọ́wà bá láàrin ló wà pẹ̀lú ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ fẹ́ràn ara yín ọlọ́wà ló ti tẹ́lẹ̀.
Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you. And now, I guess we have come to the close of this wonderful epoch-making occasion. And it has been a wonderful time. But to do the vote of thanks, I'm going to call on the Secretary of Nujic, the person of Comrade Olamide Adeni, for a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Nigerian Union of Journalists Information Chapel, we want to appreciate everyone that came in. To our permanent secretary who has been so supportive. Thank you so very much. We are so appreciative of your fatherly role. Thank you so much. And to all our bodies, we thank you for coming. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you. To my able boss, Dr. Nujic, who is not here, to the Chief Press Secretary, to the Governor, Mr. Tunde Momo, and every other person, we appreciate you. Thank you so very much. And to our fathers, our leaders, the past leaders of Nujic, we thank you for coming. We invited you and you came in. In fact, thank you very much. And to all the Nujic members, thank you for coming. Thank you for your support to the executives of Nujic. We appreciate you. Okay, and to the committee led by Mrs. Ojoawu. She's a brilliant support to us. We thank you for your support, Mrs. Ojoawu, and every other person that is a part of the committee. And to our NUJ leader, the chairman NUJ, ably represented by the vice chairman. Thank you for coming. Thank you for representing your chairman so well. In fact, you're the first person that came. Please let's give him a round of applause. And we thank every other guest that is here. My chairman, to my chairman, thank you very much. And to journalists that came here, we thank you. And to myself too, thank you for coming.
All right, thank you. As we depart, there's going to be group photographs. And of course, before we leave, I also recognize the Ogutoye twins. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. And for those that have not been given refreshments, just hold on, is coming. Thank you so much. We see more of you. Group photographs with the Thank you.